Good morning, everybody. Welcome to our taster series. I'm Lorraine from pregnancyexerciseday.co.nz. It's day 2. Okay, what we're going to go through this morning is understanding your core muscles throughout the day, how to activate them, and how often you should be doing it. Okay, so hopefully in the videos that you've had, you can now understand how to contract your core muscles. We will go through this again tomorrow, okay? But the most thing, what many of us get wrong is we activate the muscles too much and not subtly. And then others find it hard because the muscles have actually got so weak because we've not connected to them for a long time. They use lots and lots of other muscles to try and connect with those pelvic floor or transverse abdominals. So they're definitely the two main core activation mistakes that I see all the time. I tested 8 mums diastasis yesterday in a postnatal group. I also checked for transverse activation and they come up. That's really common. So we can either be on too much activating other core muscles and too much tension when we're activating the correct ones, which brings in other muscles as well. So how are we supposed to do it throughout the day? Okay, so what we need to work out is what's actually weak for you. Is it your pelvic floor muscles? Is it your transverse? All right, so let's say you know you have a definite pelvic floor dysfunction and you need to learn to contract those pelvic floor muscles. They are not hypertonic pelvic floor muscles, which are already on that too tight scale. Remember, we want a pelvic floor muscle that moves, okay? So it moves when it needs to and contracts when we need it. When we need to stop, when we laugh, it needs to go like this, okay, to lift us up, okay? And then we need it to be relaxed at the other time. We don't want a pelvic floor muscle that's up here and not moving and staying tight. That's your hypertonic pelvic floor muscles, though, need to work on releasing, not overdoing pelvic floor, pelvic floor, pelvic floor. Okay, so we will go, I'll add that video tomorrow about the hypertonic pelvic floor muscles so you can do this. So if you've got hypertonic pelvic floor muscles, I don't want you focusing on your pelvic floor muscles, contracting them through the day. I want you releasing them and thinking about your transverse. If you've had a C-section, you're probably only going to need to also think about your transverse. If we've had a vaginal delivery and you've not got hypertonic pelvic floor muscles, you probably need to think pelvic floor transverse. But as I'm just going to throw a little bone out there. Okay, your transverse might automatically switch on and you only need to think about your pelvic floor muscles and that will automatically get your transverse on. Remember, because these muscles, they're not supposed to be active throughout the day. No muscles are, okay? There are deep core muscles. They're there for support only. So they actually fatigue very, very quickly. They fatigue more so than, say, our biceps and quad muscles, all right? So remember that they fatigue quickly when you're doing your reps and sets. That's why often when you get to the 3rd set in your exercise, you start to feel your back muscles kicking. You start to feel your hamstring muscles. We can start to improve that as we improve their strength, but often they will be fatigued by that 2nd and 3rd set, which is also why it's not a great idea to do at the end of a workout when they're already fatigued. All right, so lots and lots of tips today. All right, so let me stay on track with contracting throughout the day. Okay, so once you know what core muscles you need to contract, I know for me, it's my pelvic floor muscles. All right, so whenever I do anything, I think pelvic floors on the exhale. So before I just caught myself, bad posture. I was just looking at my phone. So all I did was, I just reset myself and thought of my pelvic floor muscles. Okay, so that reset, when we catch ourselves with our babies, okay, I want you to think of, let's think pelvic floor and transverse and just come together. That's just once. But how many times you'll catch yourself through the day with not optimal posture? So like you're cooking, okay? Cooking, and you think, oh, I've got my hip out, contract, exhale, come back, okay? You're not holding it in longer than a breath. You're only holding it in for those 1 to 2 seconds, but again, you've switched it on. I reckon you will do that at least 20 times throughout the day, throughout all sorts of daily activities. Standing in the supermarket, that's another big switch for me. I start to get lazy with my posture, so I just think all the time, ribs stacked, pelvic floors, and then release. For you, those of you who do need to be working on improving function and improving strength, so within those first couple of years postpartum, every time you open the fridge, I get my mums to do 5 to 10 reps of what they need to be doing. So whether it's a double scoop with the pelvic floor and transverse only, or pelvic floor only, or pelvic floor release on the inhale. All right, so when you're doing the washing, when you're hanging the washing out, when you're picking babies up, when you're picking toddlers up, when you're picking your shopping bags up, when you're picking those pods up, if you think about that all the time, even when you're leaning over, do you know when we're leaning over and cleaning your teeth? If you set yourself right and you're aware of those core muscles, exhaling and engaging throughout that type of activity, you're gonna start to increase the function and strength so much quicker than just doing your 5 or 10 minute exercises every day, because a lot of the times we miss out on those as well. You know, being honest, I know I am talking to new mums all the time in the group, so I know how hard it is to get exercise in. So if you've missed out and yet you've thought throughout the day of all those other times, then you will have connected with your core muscles enough to start to make a difference. Also, what I suggest to mums is so we don't get we don't want to be holding the core muscles in all the time. We don't want to be bracing them too much. We don't want to be breath holding, because that's not good for our core muscles. They need to be able to contract and relax. So don't think about it all the day. You can't go out for a 30 or 40 minute walk and contract and relax all the way around. If you want to do it through your walks, do it when you're going uphill. That's a really good cue and tip, again, to when to think about your core muscles, and you can also start to bring in your glutes. All right, so when you need to be working on it, every time you open the fridge, 5 reps of what you need to be doing. Throughout the day, be aware of your posture checks and think contract and lift, stack, okay? That's it. Okay, sounds easy and simple, but so many of us fall down on this, and this is why we get frustrated when we can't see results. All right, everybody. Hope you enjoyed today's little live workout in the Taster series. Don't forget, all your friends and family can still join, because they will still get all the videos. Please remember to join the July No More Mummy Tummy Challenge, our 14-day No More Mummy Tummy Challenge. Workouts and levels suitable for diastasis, functional diastasis, advanced, and pregnancy. If you join over the next few days, you will be sent the access details on Thursday, and you can go and join up on the website. Take care, everybody. Any questions, comments, please put them, please post them. Come on, guys, let's start posting all on your results, what you want to see, goals, etc., improvements, what you will see from the Taster series and the challenge. Take care, everybody. Get to the website, pregnancyexercise.co.nz. Bye, everyone.